Galatasaray are facing Göztepe in the 10th round of the Super Lig. Göztepe is the team that has conceded fewest goals in the league so far, with only 3 goals. They are the team that has kept the most clean sheets as well, 6 times in 9 games. That's pretty wild if you ask me. They have only lost 1 game so far. That was last week against Alanyaspor. Göztepe is a team that are not having possession, for example. They are against every team they have played against, they had less possession than their opponents. For example, against Başakşehir at home, they had 28% possession. They won the game 1-0. Against Beşiktaş, when they won 3-0 at home, they had 30% possession. They are throwing long balls in. They are a counter-attack team and are very physical. They run a lot, so it will be a very difficult game. I think this will be their 11. Godoy, one of their most important center back, are injured for a couple of weeks from what I heard. Their most important player here, I think, is Olaitan. He's a very, very good midfielder slash attacking midfielder. Is extremely important when they are counter-attacking and want to create anything. He's very fast with the ball, very dangerous. We can probably see him a bit like Maestro. It's 2 different players, but both of them can dribble past our midfielders easily. So they have some really good and young, exciting players. Like Dennis, for example, on the midfield, I think is a very good box-to-box player. The 3 central midfielders are running a lot. They're playing a 3-5-2, and in a low block they are in a 5-3-2. Where I see that you can create chances are, of course, on the sides. If you have patience enough and let them run side to side, because then their midfielders need to cover up. Their wingbacks are very aggressive from what I've seen. They are pressing the winger straight away when he gets the ball, and then their center backs are coming after. They are a very disciplined team. If one of their center backs need to step out, one of their center midfielders are covering that up. They have 2 good strikers, Johan and Janderson. Both of them are strong, not afraid to get the ball when they are countering. They are just a very physical team. Long throw-ins with tactics. For example, against Beşiktaş, you saw that Helliton made like a sign on what they were going to do. So on set pieces and throw-ins, they are dangerous. They only scored 11 goals in 9 games, which is also pretty low. So they scored, for example, 3 against Beşiktaş. And they kept the clean sheets against both Fenerbahce and Beşiktaş. But then they played at home, so I'm very curious on how they're going to play against us. If you look at who is their most dangerous player, I would watch out for Olaitan. They're countering straight away and very good on set pieces from what I've seen. R11 is a bit more mysterious because we just played against Bodø Glimt, a fantastic victory, which is very tiring when you're playing in the Champions League, and then you're coming and playing against Göztepe. Göztepe and Bodø are 2 completely different teams. Both of them are really physical in the way that they are running a lot. But when Bodø Glimt was a possession team, as we saw, Göztepe is the opposite of that. So we are going to have much more possession in this game. I think probably around 70% or something. But we have shown earlier that we have struggled against teams that are in low blocks and are defending and are letting us get the ball. So we need to be really patient. As İlkay Gündoğan said that we weren't against Besiktas, for example. We need to be patient with the ball, but we also need to have tempo, so they need to get out of their possessions, get to run in again, because they are used to not have the ball. Therefore, you can't just make them comfortable either. But yeah, our 11. I think Osimhen needs to play this game if he's healthy, because Bukele, Heliton, very strong center backs. It will be a really difficult, it will be a fight this game. I also think that he's going to play with Barış Alper. He got booed after he got subbed out from the Bodø game, and I don't think Okan Hoca will take him out. I think he will try to win him for every price again. Eren Elmalu, I think, will start instead of Jakobs on the rotation there. We know Jakobs' injury history, so it's best to keep that rotation, I think, and Eren is doing a great job every time he's playing. Torreira is out, as we know. He's visiting his father, who had a heart attack. Really hope that everything is going to go well there. I think this will be our 11. I would not be surprised if Okan Hoca puts Icardi somewhere here. I don't know. Maybe with Osimhen. I don't think we should take out Osimhen. Osimhen is, of course, very important in the high press. I don't think we will see that against Göztepe. I don't think Göztepe will play out at all. They would just play the long balls. Therefore, it's also very important to have the players who can win those second balls. So from our team. So maybe Okan Hoca is going to bench, for example, Barış Alper and putting on Eren as a winger and Jakobs as a left back. I don't know. So I did not talk about Bodø game after the Bodø game, so I want to quickly talk about that game as well. It was a very good victory where we could have scored 10 goals while Bodø Glimt could have scored 4 or 5 goals. We had so many chances. Bodø also had that. And they showed that they were a great team, but I feel like we just were a better team. And what makes me so happy is that when we have played against, for example, when we played against Molde at home, Young Boys, Alkmaar, those types of kind of similar teams, we struggled so hard when they had the possession, for example, or when they countered on us. It was just room everywhere. But in this game, I felt that we had the control that we have not shown in other games. Bodø really struggled to create anything until the 30th or 40th minute. But before that, they couldn't create anything. And for me, that shows that we have developed a lot there, because before it was like when we met teams like, if we had faced Bodø 1 year ago, 2 years ago, we would have struggled a lot, and they would have created overload every places. But now I don't feel like they did that. And Yunus Akgün played fantastic. Osimhen played fantastic. It was much also solo performances by our players where they won the ball, but it was also our team, how we pressed also. Where, for example, how we covered it, how it was just a very good game. Our pressing, yes, it was spaces where Bodø could have played us out, but They did their mistakes and gave us the goals, of course, but that's also a result of our pressure in some ways. For example, where Osimhen is winning the ball from where Yunus is scoring. Yunus is also covering up there, so Alessami can't play to the left side, for example. So, and of course, Osimhen's insane press is just, yeah, out of this world. I just want to mention the Barış Alper situation also. My immediate react was like, okay, maybe he deserves the whistling and booing, but he is still our player, and we shouldn't boo him. His value can drop, his performances, and so on. Does he deserves it? No players deserves it, but the way he has acted, I totally get it. I'm just a fan myself, and I'm not trying to act like so straight or professional or something. But they are still our assets in some ways. You need to look so. You need to look at it as that. As much as harsh that sounds, it's just part of the game. The loyalty and everything is not there anymore, and that's okay. I'm just really disappointed with Barış Alper's performances. That I can say. We should not boo him at all, but with the history behind and everything, and his performance here, and the performances against Besiktas, for example, it just builds up on everything. And Barış Alper, I felt like he was not there at all in this game against Bodø. I think everybody knew, for example, Whou. That's something I really loved about this game also, is that Okonoja had clearly seen where Bodø's weaknesses were, and that was at Whou, their right back. And how poorly he can defend and so on. For example, on our first goal, when Lemina wins it, you see that Osimhen is going straight to that side. Because, again, Whou is a former central midfielder. His possessioning, his reflexes and so on are not so good. So it will create space there. But therefore, it's a bit disappointing with Barış Alper that he did. This is a game where if he had been very on, he could have scored 2-3 goals. I'm pretty sure on it. Yet he just looked so off. I don't know if it's anything, if it's, you can assume that it's the things that happen, with the contract situation and everything. But when that was solved, I don't know, is it something else? It's very difficult to say, because he just didn't seem to be there with his head, which is very strange when you're playing in the Champions League. That itself should just be like an insane motivation. If you're Ilkay Gundogan or Leroy Sané, who's played probably over 100 of matches, then yeah, then it's pretty much more like a normal game. But for Barış Alper, Yunus Akgün, Abdul Kerim, they have not played so many Champions League games, so I'm very disappointed with that. And Barış Alper lost everything. He didn't run. Again, he wants the ball in his feet. Why not the one situation where he got the ball behind the defense, when he crossed to Osimhen? You see just how much advantage he had there. I don't want to see him always wants the ball in his feet and not making those runs. Because if Barış Alper is not fighting, is not running, is not, how we got in love with the player Barış Alper, if he's not doing those things, he's not anywhere near good enough for Galatasaray. If he's not running, if he always wants the ball in his feet, if he can't move his body, it just seems so heavy when he walked around on the field. his movements were just so slow. At times, Osimhen needed to cover up for him, and that's just very scary if you ask me. So, yeah, overall, the game in itself was very good, but I'm sad of the Barış Alper situation. So yeah, maybe this is going to be his game. I don't know, against Göztepe. We'll just see. And I just want to thank everybody for who watched the previous video, every videos. If you like this kind of content, please hit the like button, subscribe button, comment down below what you think about the Göztepe game, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.